Orb. Salutations and hello again, strangers. When it comes down to custom origins, you typically see a lot of trends from dimensional hopping origins like the Riftborn to just straight up overpowered origins like the Saturn origin and the Attack on Titan origin. But what you typically don't see are origins made with a darker and a scarier theme, such as the Wendigo origin. This origin is for Minecraft version 1.17.1, and it was originally created by Merph, but then added onto and changed a bit by Zadroit, with ideas coming from Hollow, and they created this origin for me by surprise, which I seriously appreciate a lot. Back to the origin though. If you didn't already know, the Wendigo is a mythological creature which originated from folklore of First Nations based on the East Coast forest of Canada. It's said to invoke feelings of insatiable hunger and greed and the sheer desire to just, let's just say, feed off of our fellow humans. Quite spooky if you ask me. The figura model used in today's video is equally spooky, and it was created by Noondan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but thanks very much to him. And if you want to try it out for yourself, you'll see a post by me in the Origins Discord in the Data Pack channel, where you can download both the Origin and the figura model. And of course, special thank you to my channel members V-Hip, Sad, Butch, Salmon, Hollow, Rain, and Ked. Your first ability is your skull, and it basically super buffs you. At the cost of speed, you do gain slowness 4, but you get strength 1 and resistance, allowing you to go toe to toe with skeletons and wither skeletons completely barehanded. You can toggle this on and off whenever you need it, so this isn't something that will have to really weigh you down too much. You can just sort of tactically use it for when you really need it, and then when you don't, you can just unequip it. I like this ability a lot. It's like almost like a tank ability, kind of like how some of those shulker revamps have this ability where they get like slowness 5 and they can't move, but they get like a bunch of resistance. It's similar to that, but it has a different playstyle to it, so I quite like that a lot. Now that's dope. Your secondary ability is echolocation, and it highlights mobs in a radius of 50 blocks for a short period. I promise I can English you guys, but this is really good for scoping out caves and searching for danger, giving the origin a more tactical gameplay vibe. Speaking of tactical gameplay, Rainbow Six Siege, commonly referred to as Siege or Rainbow, is a video game within the first-person shooter genre that features lots of realistic tactical gameplay, and as of January of 2020, it has over 55 million players. To put that into perspective, the Earth has about 8 billion people in it, give or take, and if you divide that by 55 million, you get 145, which is about 0.6875% of the entire world that plays this game, and 0.0005% of the world is subscribed to my channel. But the thing is, 5 is an odd number, and we don't like odd numbers. So, my dear viewer, if you could just subscribe, maybe we could push that to 0.0006% of the world so that things can be perfectly balanced as all things should be. Your next ability is Lunge, and this lets you, well, it lets you lunge in the direction that you're looking. It's actually more like a launch, to be fair, but the lunge sounds more appropriate for an origin like this. But yeah, it has a decently long cooldown, and you go boing boing. Your next ability, which is passive, is Primal Beast, and this is constant speed 2 at all times. So you are, insert cringe fast as frick boy sound effect here, and that combined with your lunge makes you basically the Flash. I can just make out the sound of Jaso crying. And here we have Fated Myth, and when you crouch you go invisible. Yeah, that's about it. but you actually aren't really invisible. You're just like really transparent, but you can still be seen by mobs and players. But I mean, it looks cool. Your next ability is night vision, and the reason why there's no gameplay on the screen is because it's night vision. Okay, next ability. We're actually on to our drawbacks now, and for the first one, you lose the ability to eat your veggies and things that are not the flesh of your victims. But you can eat bones, and they're a really, really good food source. Next up, we have need for mobility. You know, be having protection more than chainmail. Okie dokie. Second to last is cursed. The symbols and writing on the enchantment table prevents you from using it. You can, however, just get some books that you might have found and put them on your stuff with an anvil. Yeah, good luck with that. And lastly, you have flammable. And again, imagine me dying faster than usual from flames. Yep, that's the drawback. And that wraps it up for the Wendigo origin. Thanks so much to Merph, Zadroit, and Hollow for making this spooky themed origin for me. And I really like the vibe it gives. Hollow did ask for me to give criticism though, so here we go. Firstly, enchanting table stuff? No. Enchanting is such a large part of the game, and removing it would be removing a large part of Minecraft. Secondly, the need for mobility thing, I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to origins, even though I kind of did that for Saturn, but okay, different, okay, it's not different, it was stupid, okay, but anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is I'm not a huge fan of that, despite me doing it in the past. The Origins mod community is very, very vocal when it comes down to criticisms for I guess, not really creative drawbacks, and I got a lot of flack for the need for mobility feature that was in Saturn, which was very much well-deserved, so I'm going to put that as a criticism here since I'm seeing it for this origin as well. I think there are more creative ways to give origins better drawbacks, like for instance, maybe you had a bloodlust meter that would affect different parts of your gameplay. For instance, you would need to have a certain amount of mobs killed within a set period of time, okay, within a set period of time, otherwise you would like start to go crazy and get like a bunch of debuffs, something along those lines that just overall adds more uniqueness to how you play the game. Other than that though, amazing concept and great work to all of you. Let me know what you all think about this origin in the comments below. And quick announcement, I will no longer be beating the game for most origin reviews as it just takes too much time, and I will be saving that for really big and special origins moving forward. That way I can not be stressed out while making videos, which will help me out a lot. But yeah, that's it from Planet Man. Don't you give up on yourself, and I hope to see you again in the next video. See ya.